Welcome to Thanks to Sank TV fam. We are here with ASIS.
Hey, what's good?
Good. Listen, it's great to have you back on the show. And I know you've been working on so many other ventures.
Yes.
Can't wait to dive into it, you guys. Thanks to Sank family. This is ASIS. I'm pretty sure you guys already had some familiarity with her, but she's here to share with us other things that you dive into.
Absolutely.
I saw you with Miss K.
Oh, you saw? Oh.
I saw, yes, killing it. ASIS even got on the show. She sat down and said she's used to holding the mic like this. You guys know she's a hip hop. Listen, hip hop is your baby, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Let's talk about your music first. Let's go into that first. All right. So what I like about ASIS, I remember the first time interviewing you, is that you wear so many hats, and you wear them well. You have a great sense of balance, right, with motherhood, and you're holding down the fort when it comes to work, and also your passion. It's very difficult to hold those things and balance them out, especially during this pandemic. How have you been dealing with all of this during this pandemic?
Pandemic for me has been a blessing and a curse.
Okay.
So
a blessing how?
Blessing is I was able to slow down because everything was like fast paced, and it gets you time to think. The world kind of slowed down, so now you kind of like working on your craft. You think about other ways to be innovative, creative on the net. So yeah, a curse. Not that it's a curse. I do work in customer service.
Okay.
So I am on the front lines.
Okay.
So I'm always conscious, like, oh my God, I hope I don't, we are having safety measures, and, wearing the mask, but we still kind of exposed to tons of people that walks through the building. So.
Right. Oh, okay. So
that's the part.
So the curse part is like, okay, so because of the service that you're providing, you don't want to bring that
back home.
Yes.
To my babies.
Yes.
So yeah.
I can see that. But as far as the blessing part, a lot of people have said that. A lot of people have said how they've benefited from the pandemic because it did force them to get in the lab and really hone into their skills.
Absolutely.
I saw you with Miss K. Let's talk about that. You're a little force to be working with. Like, you grab that mic and you own the stage. I'm talking about every square foot of that stage is going to be blessed. Because you're not that artist that stay in one place. You're that artist that really puts that energy out.
Absolutely.
And you're not waiting until the energy is given back to you from the audience. You don't care. You just naturally just give that energy and give that vibe. Who would you say motivated you to provide that type of performance where you just leave it all on the stage?
Besides artists, life.
Life,
yeah.
Okay.
Couple years back I hit rock bottom, and I kind of like zone in because every time you reach I guess a pivotal moment in your life, God's put you in a place where either you sink or swim.
Yeah.
And so since I decided to swim,
Amen.
I started to really hit the streets and kind of not just provide service as far as artists for myself, but also be an avenue for other artists that's struggling or that feels like, oh, I'll never make it or I'll never be somebody in life. Like if they hear some of my stories or other people's stories, they might be inspired. Their life might not be so bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So what was one, without, I guess you don't have to dig into or dive into it too much, what was, I guess, a synopsis of your version of your rock bottom?
Being in a shelter with my 4 kids.
Oh, wow.
So I wrote some of my music. Grind Till You Shine was kind of conceived
in the shelter.
In the shelter.
Wow. I don't think you did. Did we?
I did.
Oh, okay,
I did. But sometimes
it's been so long.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So being in a shelter with your 4 kids. Wow.
Yeah.
So when people hear that, if
they kind of like not even as just an artist, but just more interesting. Like, oh my God, she was in a shelter. What are you talking about? Like, I want to know more.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
So your music is definitely part of. Well, would you? Let me not answer it for you. Would you say that's part of your therapy? Would you say?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Music is part of therapy, and it's also we are putting on earth to inspire.
Right.
So I'm here to inspire.
Listen, I love the way you have also transitioned a part of, your purpose into pouring into other people's and providing them the avenue to fulfill their purpose. Sing to Sing family, when we get back, we're going to dive into ASIS, taking it to another level, you guys.
Absolutely.
Stick and stay. We'll be right back.